Have you been eating cabbage every day, thinking you're doing something good for your kidneys, without ever questioning it? Because what I'm about to tell you might completely change the way you look at that habit. There is a silent mistake, one that thousands of people over 50 are making right now, that can slowly damage your kidneys without pain, without warning, and without you even realizing it, until the damage is already serious. I'm Dr. Ethan Caldwell, and in my years working with patients facing kidney decline, I've seen this pattern far too often. People believe they're choosing something healthy, something natural, but the way they consume it is quietly overloading the very organ they're trying to protect. And the most dangerous part is this: your kidneys don't scream when they're in trouble. They fail in silence. Now here's where it becomes urgent. By the time most people notice symptoms like fatigue, swelling, or frequent nighttime urination, they may have already lost a significant portion of their kidney function. And at that point, reversing the damage becomes much harder than preventing it. But don't worry, because this isn't about fear, it's about awareness. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the 3 most dangerous mistakes people make when eating cabbage, and more importantly, 2 simple, science-backed ways to turn it into a powerful ally for your kidney health. Because sometimes the difference between protecting your body and harming it comes down to a single daily habit you never thought twice about. Let's start with the mistake that looks the most harmless, but is actually one of the fastest ways to overload your kidneys: cabbage juice, especially the bottled or concentrated kind. I once had a patient in her late 60s who proudly told me she had replaced breakfast with a glass of cabbage juice every single morning. She believed she was cleansing her body. And at first, it seemed to work. She felt lighter, her digestion improved. But within a few months, things changed. She started waking up multiple times at night to urinate, felt constantly fatigued, and when we ran her labs, her kidney function had dropped significantly. That's when we traced it back to one daily habit she never questioned. Here's what most people don't realize. When cabbage is turned into juice, you lose almost all the fiber, and that changes everything. Without fiber slowing things down, the nutrients hit your bloodstream rapidly, forcing your kidneys to work harder to maintain balance. On top of that, many commercial juices contain added fructose, which studies have linked to increased uric acid levels, a known contributor to kidney stress and damage over time. And then there's potassium. In whole foods, it's balanced. But in concentrated juice form, potassium levels can spike. And for people with reduced kidney function, that can become dangerous. So what feels like a clean, healthy shortcut can quietly become a daily burden your kidneys are not designed to handle. But here's the part most people completely overlook. Avoiding juice alone isn't enough, because there's another everyday version of cabbage that may be putting even more pressure on your kidneys without you realizing it. And if you think avoiding cabbage juice is enough, there's another version hiding in plain sight, one that millions of people eat every day without a second thought: pickled cabbage. Kimchi, sauerkraut, salted cabbage. They taste great, they boost your appetite, and for many they feel like a traditional and harmless side dish. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The danger isn't the cabbage, it's what's been done to it. I remember a man in his early 70s who insisted he ate very clean. No fast food, no soda, but every single meal included a generous portion of pickled vegetables. Over time, his blood pressure crept up, his ankles started swelling, and eventually his kidney markers began to decline. The common thread? Chronic high-sodium intake, hidden in foods he trusted. Scientifically, this makes perfect sense. When you consume high levels of sodium, your body retains water to balance it. That increases blood volume, which raises pressure inside your blood vessels. And your kidneys, the tiny filtering units, are the ones that take the hit. Research consistently shows that excess sodium intake is directly linked to hypertension and accelerated kidney damage. Think of it like turning up water pressure in a fragile filter system. At first, nothing breaks. But over time, the damage builds. So even if your meals feel traditional or homemade, the hidden salt could be doing more harm than you realize. But here's where it gets even more serious. Because beyond food choices alone, there's a critical interaction most people never consider. One that can directly interfere with your medication and potentially put your life at risk. Now, this is where things become truly dangerous, not just for your kidneys, but for your life. Because the third mistake isn't about how much cabbage you eat, it's about when you eat it and what you're taking with it. If you, or someone you love, is on blood thinners like aspirin or warfarin, you need to pay very close attention. I once worked with a patient who followed every medical instruction perfectly. He never missed a dose, stayed consistent, did everything right, but then suddenly he suffered a minor stroke. And when we investigated further, the cause wasn't the medication, it was his diet. Cabbage is rich in vitamin K, which helps your blood clot. But blood thinners are designed to do the opposite. So when you consume large or inconsistent amounts of vitamin K, you can reduce or even cancel out the effect of your medication. Clinical evidence shows that fluctuations in vitamin K intake can directly impact how well anticoagulants work. And when that balance is lost, the consequences can be immediate, not gradual. A clot can form without warning, travel through your bloodstream, and in seconds lead to a stroke or heart attack. And that's what makes this so dangerous. Most people never see it coming. So the real question is, are you truly protecting your health or unknowingly putting yourself at risk? But understanding these dangers is only half the story, because knowing what to avoid isn't enough unless you also know how to protect your kidneys the right way. If there's one thing I want you to remember, it's this. Your kidneys don't fail overnight. They decline quietly, shaped by the small habits you repeat every single day. But here's the good news. Those same small habits can also protect you if you choose them wisely. Start simple. Avoid concentrated juices, reduce salty foods, and always be mindful if you're on medication. You don't need extreme changes, just smarter ones. I truly care about your health, and if this video helped you see something you didn't notice before, take a moment to save it, because this is information you or your loved ones may need one day. And make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the latest medical insights that can help you protect your kidneys and take control of your health. Because at the end of the day, your body is always working for you. And with the right knowledge, you can finally start working with it, not against it. It's never too early and never too late to take that first step toward a healthier future.